Partnership between the networks of Mid-Missouri, CPS Athletics, the Columbia Area Career Center, and these fine sponsors.
Good evening, everybody, from Hickman High School. It's your high school basketball game of the week, and we have a doozy for you tonight as it's Columbia Hickman girls hosting the Rockbridge Bruins. Hickman, ranked number 8 in the state in Class 6, comes in at 14-2 overall, 3-0 in the CMAC. Rockbridge comes in at 12-5, 1-1 in the conference. Alongside Micah Wright, my name is Bo Bayman. Glad you could join us here at Hickman High School. And Micah, looking at this game, looking at this rivalry, Rockbridge has won 10 in a row. It was exactly 7 years ago tonight that Hickman won for the last time in the series, and that was in 2016, and it was across town.
Yeah, and that's really hard to believe. Hickman hasn't necessarily been a horrible team. It's just that Rockbridge has been such a dominant force, and they've really owned Columbia and owned the state and won state championships. And this is the year for Hickman. They have a great squad. They're 14-2, ranked 8th in the state. We're going to have a doozy tonight because this isn't going to be a blowout like it has been in the past.
Yeah, absolutely. Last year, as a matter of fact, Rockbridge won 50-35. Of course, Rockbridge, coached by Jill Nagel, just elected to the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame, and Hickman, coached by Morgan Scott. We're going to have the national anthem here in a second. That will give you the starting lineups. As both of these teams, I talked to both of the coaches before, and they said, you know, the calendar's about to flip to February, and that's when things really start kicking in. Districts down the line, and then you get to the state tournament, and that is certainly on the docket. And so we'll see what happens here tonight. This should be just a dynamite basketball game here at Columbia Hickman. At this time,
we would like to draw your attention to center court.
Let's go to we'll go to center court first. They're going to recognize Ella Rogers. Ella Rogers, a senior, number 12, scored her 1,000th point as a QB back on January 17th, so they're giving her an honorary basketball and honoring Ella Rogers. She'll be in the starting lineup tonight. She's a 6-foot guard, and they will look for her to score a lot of points tonight against the Bruins, but what a great accomplishment, and it looks like she didn't know about it,
Yeah,
which is even
looks
better.
like a surprise, and I don't know how you don't know you scored 1,000, but it's quite the accomplishment, and a great player Ella Rogers is, and they'll need her tonight.
That was Morgan Scott giving her the basketball. At this time, it's the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the
Crowd is settled in here at Hickman High School. They're going to do the starting lineup, so we'll do it with them. Rockbridge, the visiting team, will be in their road green uniforms. And so here's their starting lineup for the varsity squad. Number 2, a sophomore guard at 5'9", Malia Chivas. Another guard, sophomore again, Number 5, Tyler McAllister. Another guard, 5'7" junior, number 12, Charlie Smith. Another guard, 5'11" sophomore, Mary Miller, number 31. And then Jada Porter, the forward/center at 6'4", a freshman. She'll wear number 35. Of course, as we mentioned, Jill Nagel as the head coach for the Bruins. And she'll have a young ball club going out here tonight against this Hickman Cupid team, which does have a lot of experience. Hickman will start Jayla Griffith, a sophomore at 5'9". She'll be the point guard, number 10. We saw Ella Rogers, number 12, the senior, a 6'0" guard. Ashton Klusmeyer, a junior, 5'11" forward, will be joined at the forward position by Saray Stemmons, a 5'11" sophomore. And then in the middle at 6 foot, it'll be Addie Schultz, a senior, wearing number 44. A pretty good crowd for a Thursday night as we get you set for Cupies and Bruins here at the crib. Micah, early thoughts about this one?
It's going to be back and forth, and I think it's really going to be the upperclassmen of this Hickman team that are going to have to lead the way, because they have 6 of them. We'll see all 6 of them play. A good part of them are seniors, and that's going to be the key for them. And they face a very talented but young Bruins team, and I think experience could play a factor here as the young Bruin girls are going to maybe make a few mental mistakes as opposed to Hickman, who is a little more experienced.
Well, when I talked to Jill Nagel, Micah, she said, you know what, we're playing better, and that's what you expect out of a young club. Struggled early. They have 5 losses on the year, but they haven't lost in a little while. So here it'll be Porter jumping in the middle, but the ball goes to Hickman, and it's kept alive by Klusmeyer in the corner. She'll back it back out, and they'll set things up. Stemmons hands off to Griffith. Jayla Griffith. Now to Addie Schultz. Schultz will play on the perimeter as they try to draw Porter away from the middle. Thinking about a 3 is Klusmeyer, but they'll go to Griffith. Wanted to go inside. Double team is good by the Bruins. Stemmons with the drive. A little floater will go, and Hickman leads it 2-zip.
That was great action early by Hickman. Schultz posting up, and they had her fronted, and just great action there by Stemmons to come across and hit the floater.
Hickman showed some full court pressure. They pick it up, and now Rockridge going between Chivas and McAllister. It's McAllister with the basketball now, dribbling with the left hand. Guarded by Griffith. Now she picks it up in the corner to Smith. A lot of perimeter work for the Bruins now. They're trying to get inside to Porter. They will this time. It's knocked away. Porter will lose it out of bounds. Ball goes over to Hickman.
Yeah, Porter was fighting down low, and a great job by Schultz getting in front of her, and her teammates helping out as well to get that deflection and then forcing the turnover. Great job by the Hickman defense.
Schultz came around and got her hand on the ball. Porter tried to save it, went off of her and out of bounds. Here's Klusmeyer. A 3-ball put up by Schultz, and it goes through, and Hickman has the first 5, and again will show pressure as the Bruins bring the ball up the court. Miller way ahead to Chivas. Chivas going to drive, and that's going to be a foul on Addie Schultz. For Schultz, that'll be her first. But again, as we talked about, they're going to try to guard Porter with a bunch of players, but obviously at 6 foot, one of the taller ones is Addie Schultz. She's got to stay out of foul trouble.
Yeah, and we saw on the opposite end, getting her out on the 3-point line. That's where you want Porter. You want Porter out of the lane in that 6'4" frame, and if Schultz is hitting threes, it's going to be a long night for Jada Porter playing defense.
Malia Chivas misses the first. She'll get a second. Pauses at the line. Now gathers, puts it up, and that one airs too strong. Klusmeyer with the board. She'll bring it up. Hands it off to Griffith. Griffith sets things up for the Cubes. Goes around. The defense puts it up. It won't go, but she draws a foul. She got Tyler McAllister on her hip,
Steps to the bucket, draws the foul.
and that's who's going to pick up the foul. McAllister, the sophomore,
First.
beat her up strong face to face, but then Jayla Griffith goes right around her. Griffith at the line, a sophomore herself. Her first one is in the air and in the bucket. 6-0 Cupies, 6:11 to go here in the first quarter. Alongside Micah Wright, I'm Bo Bayman. Glad you could join us on KZOU for the game of the week. Hickman and Rockbridge. Griffith too strong off the back iron on the second free throw, so it remains 6-0. McAllister looks to give it up, finally does to Miller. Now Porter way away from the basket. And it's stolen away by Griffith. And Griffith is fouled by McAllister, and that's going to be 2 quick ones on McAllister.
Yeah, that's huge right there. Great defense by Griffith, the active hands, and then Tyler McAllister picking up the early second foul, and she's forced to the bench.
Yeah, she'll go to the bench, and Kate Volmert comes in. As a great steal there by Jayla Griffith, who came away with a basketball, and the Cubes will have it up 6. Again, a 3 by Schultz. This one too strong. Ella Rogers comes away with the long rebound, and the Cupies will reset on offense. Klusmeyer hands it off to Stemmons. Schultz thought about it, gets it back from Klusmeyer. That 3 too strong again, and it's tapped out of bounds by Ashton Klusmeyer. So Schultz made her first 3, Micah, and then a couple more, a little strong.
Yeah, not shying away, and you can't fall in love with that shot. 'Cause even though Porter's got the size advantage, you got to stay aggressive down low as well, because it becomes easy for Porter to just let her shoot if she can't hit.
3 ball up and good by Kate Volmert, who just checked into the game as we talked about. She's got Rockbridge on the board, and the lead's cut in half. Now down the floor, Rogers misses, gets her own rebound, puts it on the deck. Schultz another 3. That one's too strong and rebounded by Chivas.
A tough miss there from Rogers. Had an easy layup off a great pass.
And here's the drive right around the defense is Miller. And 5 in a row from Rockbridge, and it's 6-5 Cupies. Klusmeyer drives, sort of loses the ball. It's on the deck, and I think this is going to be a jump ball at will.
Yep. It'll go to the Bruins.
And the Bruins will have it. Lucy Elfrink, the 6'1 junior, checks in for Hickman, and Addison Hopkins checks in for Rockbridge. So Rockbridge with the ball, and just a minute ago down 6. Now they have a chance to take the lead. Miller gives the ball up to Volmert. Now Miller again. Chivas wants to go. She does, drives, stops. And good defense by the Cupies here, but a 3 ball put up, no good. Long rebound to Chivas, and Chivas is fouled underneath by Griffith. And Chivas will go back to the line.
Great job by Chivas getting that offensive rebound and then drawing the foul. Nobody blocked out for Hickman on that play.
Miller missed the 3, but the long rebound to Chivas. And it looks to me like right here in front of us, Ashton Klusmeyer getting a little tape job on her wrist. You may see it just over the 5 of Rockbridge. Chivas misses the free throw. She's 0 for 3 from the charity stripe. But now it looks like Klusmeyer just has a little wrap. Maybe got a little scratch or a little cut. And so they're just getting her jersey all set. And she's ready to play. Good job by Josh Little there, the athletic trainer. Chivas Puts this one up and it's in, and we're tied at 6. Just past the halfway point in the first quarter, and we are tied 6-6. Stemmons carried the basketball. Yeah. She thought about throwing it long and carried it. Turnover number 2 for the Cupes.
Yeah, she felt the pressure of that press that Rockbridge put on, and Jill Nagel likes to run that press when you don't expect it, and right there is the consequence for Hickman, as just a little antsy with the ball there.
Wanting to go inside is Rockbridge. Now the ball is batted back out to Miller. Miller resets things. Dribbles to her right. Volmert has that one knocked away. Can Griffith get there? She does, but she steps out of bounds. Good hustle by Griffith.
Great hustle, and I think she probably should have let that one just roll out.
Rockbridge will maintain the basketball. It's about 3.5 minutes to go here in the first, tied at 6. Trying to cross-court pass, it connects. Long three, no good. Rebound falls to Klusmeyer. That was a miss by Charlie Smith. That one is a block on the drive by Klusmeyer. And Klusmeyer's going to go to the line and get a pair.
Number 12, Charlie Smith, her first, team third at the line.
Third team foul on Rockbridge. First team foul on Charlie Smith. Ashton Klusmeyer, the junior, goes to the charity stripe. Her first one is good, hits nothing but net. Her first point of the night. And going back on top is Hickman. Hickman's led by as many as 6. But their lead right now is 1. The second one coming. And that one is good as well from Klusmeyer. Again, full court pressure from the Cupies. Rockbridge does a good job raking it and driving to the basket, and scoring easily is Cora Smith, the freshman. Good job by the Bruins to break the press. We're tied at 8.
Yeah, great press break, and I thought Hickman should have trapped on the side opposite of us, but instead it's an easy layup on the opposite side of the floor.
Rogers drives, cut off, still has her dribble, now picks it up, wants to go inside, throws it away. Another turnover for the Cupies, and here comes Miller. Miller surveys as she brings it up the court. Guarded by Stemmons. She'll hand off. Volmert thought about it. Instead hands it off to Smith. And now it's just a handoff game. Smith driving into the lane. And it's in and out for the Bruins. Long 3-ball put up, no good. That one by Miller. And here come the Cupies. Stemmons. Oh, with a good pass to Rogers. She's all alone underneath. And she lays it up and in, and the Cupies lead at 10-8. And just like that, Morgan Scott jumps out of her chair. Here's a turnover. And that's Stemmons. She can't get it to go after Klusmeyer couldn't get it to go.
Another missed layup. That's 2 point-blank layups early for Hickman. They got to have those if they're trying to break this 10-game losing streak against the Bruins.
Wanting to go inside is Rockbridge. Hopkins. Cross-court pass. And now they'll reset. Smith nearly lost it twice. And now they're on the floor. It's going to be a jump ball, and I believe that'll be Hickman's ball. It will be. Porter's going to return. Lexi Butts also coming back into the game.
It ended in a turnover, but I like that action by Rockbridge going inside, which we haven't seen. They've tried posting up all night, and they got it there, but unfortunately that ended with a turnover.
Hand off to Stemmons. She gets it to Rogers. Now Klusmeyer, step back 3, no good, and Porter's there for the carom. And here come the Bruins. Smith brings it off, hands it off to Butts. Thinking about a 3 with Smith, but she'll instead dribble to the elbow. Wants to go inside to Porter. She does. And that's the and 1 for Porter. Jada Porter makes the basket and draws the foul on Lucy Elfrink.
Yeah, Elfrink came over a little too late on the double team. She was kind of towards the side in an awkward spot, and it's tough to defend Jada Porter from where she was, and she got her with the body.
Foul actually called on Ashton Klusmeyer. That's her first. We're tied at 10 with a minute to go. Porter with the free throw gives Rockridge its first lead of the night. Griffith, it's taken away by Butts. She steals it and the Bruins have another possession. Betts looks over to Jill Nagel, calls out the play. Gets a screen from Porter. Butts, the left hand, and the floater is good. 13-10 Rockridge.
It was a great screen by Jada Porter to set that up.
Rogers with the move. She's cut off and nearly loses it. Now she does lose it. Loses it to Chivas. Chivas hands off to Butts, and with about 20 seconds to go, they're going to play for one shot, up 3.
And that's 5 turnovers now on Hickman in this first quarter.
Butts wants to go inside, stolen away. It's on the floor. Now Rockridge has it again, and there's a foul. And that foul is going to go on Klusmeyer. Klusmeyer's second.
Yeah, that's tough. I think it was the correct call, but just a hustle play, diving on the floor, and you just get a piece there to pick up the foul, just a piece of the body. That's a tough call to live with for Hickman as Klusmeyer picks up 2 quick fouls.
Goes to the bench, Caroline Eastman in for her. Here's Butts. Stop, cut off, and she traveled. Good defense as she was cut off near the baseline. And with about 3 seconds to go, trailing by 3, Hickman will have it. They'll give it to Griffith. Griffith to Eastman. Eastman needs to shoot it, doesn't realize it. And the quarter ends 13-10, Rockridge after 1. We'll have more of the game of the week on KZOU right after this.
Talk to State Farm agent Phyllis Nichols in Columbia today.
Is Moberly Area Community College the college for you? Let's run the numbers. Over 5,000 students, 40-plus areas of study, a 23-to-1 student-faculty ratio, 93% job placement, and 5 Missouri campuses. The numbers don't lie. It all adds up to an affordable, convenient, and flexible way to earn your degree. Learn more or enroll in our spring semester today at macc.edu.
Enter our Play to Win sweepstakes. We're giving away great prizes all year long to help you make the most of life in mid-Missouri. You could win groceries, gas cards, tickets to concerts, area fun, big games, and more. Play today at abc17news.com/play.
Talk to State Farm agent Phyllis Nichols in Columbia today.
Back here for quarter number 2, Rockridge leading Hickman 13-10 here on the Game of the Week on KZOU. Alongside Micah Wright, I'm Bo Bayman. Glad you could join us for this basketball game. It's turned out to be a good one. Here's a drive by the Bruins, already leading by 3. They're going to have to go after the basketball. That one will be off of Hickman and out of bounds. It'll stay with Rockridge. Tough drive there by Cora Smith, who went to the basket and got her shot knocked away.
Yeah, and once again, Hickman unable to get a rebound, though. Not putting a body on Rockridge, as there's a turnover.
And that one's going to go off of Rockridge and out of bounds, goes off of Smith. Good hustle there by Saray Stemmons.
And that's 5 turnovers now for Rockridge as well, so both teams being very aggressive, playing great defense, and then offensively struggling as a result.
Griffith looks to get it in. Does finally to Addie Schultz. Schultz, Rogers, Eastman, Griffith, and Stemmons. There's Schultz, beyond 3, guarded by Porter.
Jill Nagel wanted an offensive foul there.
A lot of standing right now for the Cupies. They'll get it to Rogers. Rogers wants to go inside, nothing doing. Now Eastman gives it to Griffith. Griffith drives, cut off. Schultz for 3 with Porter running at her. Ties the ball game with her second 3 of the night.
And her 5th attempt, and she's able to hit that one. And that's clearly a part of the game plan tonight for Schultz and for Hickman, is to get Porter out on the perimeter. And they know they're going to leave Schultz some space, and she's hit a couple threes.
Miller hands it off and gets it to Charlie Smith. Smith now gives it up, wanted it back. Chivas goes inside to Porter. Porter's way underneath the basket. And Rogers throws it off of Rockbridge, off our camera.
I was going to say, we got to look out down there under the basket.
Thanks to our great camera workers tonight. Our director, Cooper Bryant. Our producer, engineer, John Hook. Riley Hale and Ty Butler running the cameras. Here's Griffith, a little teardrop off the glass and in. Hickman with 5 in a row again, and they lead 15-13.
And a great hesitation dribble there from Griffith. Had Porter out on her, knows that she can block her shot, and she goes with the hesitation to get around her and put the floater in.
Easy drive that time by Cora Smith. She found the baseline wide open, and it's the second foul on Addie Schultz.
Yeah, that's a tough one. You don't want to give up an easy layup, and tried to block the shot and instead picks up a foul.
I think the other thing she did there, Micah, was she drifted a little with Porter to give up the baseline and then tried to recover. Schultz will come out, and Lucy Elfrink will come back in. Addison Hopkins into the game for the Bruins as Porter takes a seat. Free throws both good, and we are tied at 15. Griffith has it now as we get settled up and into the half court. Hickman wants to set up a play. Griffith off a pick. Can't rub away from her defender. Now gives it to Stemmons. Stemmons inside to Elfrink. Elfrink left-handed dribble. She gave it to Eastman, got it back. Ella Rogers, 3-ball, up, off the iron, no good. Rebound falls to Charlie Smith.
Yeah, that 3 looked dead on. I thought that was going to fall for Rogers. Great cross-court pass to set that up.
Chivas thought about a 3, now dribbling the baseline again, and it was almost open again for Cora Smith. And Rockbridge will reset, tied at 15, about 5 minutes before halftime. Chivas hands it off. Now a cross-court pass. Good defense here by the Cupies as they're doing a lot of good handing off and switching on D. And there's a steal by Griffith, just as I talk about it. Only Chivas is back. She goes around her. There's a foul. The basket's no good, but Chivas will pick up the foul, her first.
And that was a great job by Griffith to go into Chivas. Wasn't a charge, but she was smart enough to know that Chivas was off balance and was in position to pick up the foul.
So that'll send Griffith to the line. Griffith's first one is strong. As Porter comes back in and taking a seat is Cora Smith. So Griffith will get a second one here, trying to break the tie of 15. Second one up, and that one looks better, it's in. 16-15 Cubes as we go back and forth. Here's Miller. Now she wants to go to the right side, and that's Hopkins. Hopkins holds it high. Gets it back to Miller. Miller and Hopkins playing catch. Now a cross-court skip pass all the way to Smith. And then back out to Chivas. And a timeout called by Jill Nagel. She wanted a 30, and I think she saw what I was just about to say. A lot of standing, didn't know what to do. They were waiting for Porter to try to get open inside, Micah.
Yeah, in the past 2 possessions, they've only been working that right side of the court and had a cross-court pass to the corner, but just no movement like we saw in the first quarter. You know, not doing many screens and not cutting, and you got to have movement against a great Hickman defense if you're going to put up points.
It's an interesting game because, as you see so many times in the high school game, one big run could be the difference.
Yeah, and so far neither team, though Hickman had a good 6-0 start, it's only 6 points, so both teams have just been back and forth and a little sloppy offensively, but I think that's a testament to how great and aggressive these teams are defensively.
In the second quarter, Hickman outscoring Rockbridge 6-2 for that 1-point lead. Chivas wants to go inside to Porter. Now Chivas launches a three. That one is good. Straight in the bucket, and Rockbridge goes back up by 2.
Yeah, they gave her too much space there at the top of the key.
And that could be what Jill Nagel said when she called the timeout. She may have said, hey, if you're open, you got to rip it, and she did that time.
Yeah, I say top of the key is more right wing, but just a lot of space out there. Go ahead and hit the 3 ball, and that's what Chivas did.
Hickman moving it around now. 3 ball put up by Elfrink, no good. And Chivas is there for the rebound. Under halfway through the second quarter, Miller puts up a jumper. That one's good. About a 14-footer. And Rockbridge has a lead of 20-16.
Yeah, great find by Chivas there. And Miller was just left alone on the elbow and hit the shot.
Rogers wanted to go inside instead. She'll give it to Eastman. Stemmons. Good pass inside to Elfrink, and there's a reach-in foul by Addison Hopkins.
That was number 10, Addison Hopkins, her first, team 5th.
Team 5th, her first. So Hickman will throw it in. Just about 3 minutes to go before halftime. Bruins lead it by 4. They'll go inside, and that's going to be a jump ball. It will. It'll stay with Hickman, but good defense there by the Bruins.
Great defense.
Elfrink really got trapped underneath with the basketball.
And there's a lot of movement there, and Rockbridge just able to get off of screens and force a very tough entry pass. And doing so once again, 5-second call.
A 5-second call against the Cupies, and Morgan Scott wants a timeout. She'll take a 30. We'll keep it here. But good defense on that end of the court by the Bruins. And they'll have the basketball up by 4.
6 turnovers now on Hickman. Rockbridge also has 6. And that's just such a frustrating play when you have the dead ball under the basket. You have a lot of plays to work off of and back-to-back opportunities to have those plays and just no one able to get open. Great defense by Rockbridge, but if you're Hickman, you got to be way better at getting open.
And if you watched Morgan Scott, she was very animated in her huddle here, over here with the Cupies, saying somebody's got to move to the basketball and get open.
Yeah, both teams, I think, because it's been a physical early game, you just see slight fatigue maybe and not being as active offensively, and I think that's a point for both coaches right now.
Under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Rockbridge with the ball and a 4-point advantage. Chivas has it now, drives, tries to go inside to Porter. Great pass, great catch, great score. Good teamwork there, and the freshman finishes it off.
Yeah, and I thought she missed Porter there, but then she found her a couple seconds later when she wasn't as open. Great find by Chivas.
Stemmons puts it on the ground. Her shot just a little bit short, and the rebound comes to Charlie Smith of Rockbridge. Inside, it's Porter again. She's got it, and she lays it off the glass, and it's 24-16. It's 9-0 run right now for Rockbridge. Stemmons now dribbling, wants to go inside. They do to Elfrink. Elfrink picks up her dribble, hands it off to Rogers, and now Griffith the 3. They need that one, and they got it.
Absolutely needed it.
That's a big shot by Griffith. 24-19. Griffith has 7 of the Cupies' 19 points. Let's see if the Bruins go back inside to Porter once again.
Yeah, that high-low action where you have Griffith working the high post, and now she's out up top. But I love that play. And now they go to Porter again, and she scores.
Threw it to the corner and then inside to Porter. Porter has the last 6 points for the Bruins. She has 9 on the night, and the Bruins lead at 26-19. There's a good pass to Elfrink down low, one dribble, and that one's in. Lucy Elfrink answers, and it's a 5-point Bruin lead with under a minute to go here in the first. Miller hands off to Chivas. They're going to want to feed Porter again.
And Porter nodding to Chivas, and the two communicating as they're setting up a post up.
They'll run the clock as well. Still 30 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Chivas will, I thought, hand it off. Now she gets it to Porter. Porter hands it off. And they'll reset with Miller. Miller driving against Stemmons. The up and under is good with the scoop shot. 10 seconds to go, a 7-point Rockridge lead. Griffith drives, little shot, too strong, and Rockridge goes into the halftime locker room with a 28-21 lead. A huge flurry there to end the first half. Micah, it was all of a sudden Jada Porter establishing her presence down low.
Yeah, and they finally got a feel for how to get her the ball most effectively, because Hickman did a great job early of fronting her down low, and they used Griffith at the high post to, or sorry, not Griffith, it was Hopkins at the high post to feed her a couple times, and then just did a great job of having her deep in the post. And she's had a great second quarter, great first half.
So 28-21 Rockbridge here at girls basketball at Hickman High School. We'll take a break and we'll talk about that first half. When we come back, you're watching the game of the week right here on KZOU.
Economy Towing of Columbia has been proudly serving the Columbia, Mid-Missouri area for over 20 years with all of your towing and roadside service needs.
When you need a tow truck, remember Economy Towing is ready for you.
Just give us a call at 573-474-6630.
Is Moberly Area Community College the college for you? Let's run the numbers. Over 5,000 students, 40-plus areas of study, a 23-to-1 student-faculty ratio, 93% job placement, and 5 Missouri campuses. The numbers don't lie. It all adds up to an affordable, convenient, and flexible way to earn your degree. Learn more or enroll in our spring semester today at macc.edu.
Is there a power struggle in your home? Now there's Spin Power, the ultimate smart charging station, brought to you by Bell & Howell. Bell & Howell Spin Power lets you conveniently charge all of your electronics. And with our rapid smart charging technology, devices are charged in a flash. Call or go online to get your Spin Power by Bell & Howell for the low price of just 2 easy payments of $14.99. Spin Power comes with a 10-year warranty. But wait, you can double the offer. Just pay a separate fee. And shipping is free. Here's how to order.
Economy Towing of Columbia has been proudly serving the Columbia, Mid-Missouri area for over 20 years with all of your towing and roadside service needs.
When you need a tow truck, remember Economy Towing is ready for you.
Just give us a call at 573-474-6630.
We're back at Hickman High School. Girls high school basketball on a Thursday night in late January. And it's the Rockbridge Bruins leading the homestanding Cupies 28-21. Alongside Micah Wright, I'm Bo Bayman. And it was 13-10 Bruins after one, and then they outscored the Cupies by 4, 15-11 in quarter number 2. And as we mentioned, Jada Porter really establishing her presence. It took her a little while, but she finally found her footing. She's got 9 points on the night to lead the Bruins. She's only got 1 foul, if I'm not mistaken, maybe no fouls. And the Cupies, as you mentioned, Micah, having a little bit of trouble scoring, especially early when they had those open looks underneath.
Yeah, 2 wide open layups and a couple more that just didn't fall that weren't necessarily as easy. But I mean, you can see Hickman struggle offensively, and that's a testament to Jill Nagel having a great game plan and then being very aggressive. Really haven't done anything special other than throwing the press at him a couple times to force some turnovers, but it's really just been the execution of Rockbridge on both ends, just playing very, very well and limiting the turnovers there in the second quarter, as they had 5 in the first quarter, I believe, and finding Jada Porter consistently is going to be key for them if they want to extend this winning streak to 11 games.
This is a big, big district game as well. This Class 6 District 7 is Battle, Blue Springs South, Fort Osage, Grain Valley, Hickman, Rockbridge, and Smith Cotton. And if you consider Hickman is 14-2, Grain Valley is 14-4, Battle is 14-5, and Rockbridge is 12-5. Pretty darn good district, so they're going to battle it out for sure when district rolls around.
And you really have the advantage the rest of the season because you just have to continue to pile on wins, and maybe you can win the conference, and that would be because of this game.
Right.
So this is monumental in terms of conference play, but more importantly, just setting up for state, because these are two state-level teams that are going to be competing deep in the state tournament and possibly district tournament. And I think this is just a great mid-season kind of tune-up game in a way. Even though you want to win it, it's not an easy game for either team, but this is just that feel of what it's going to be come mid-late February in those important games.
28-21 Rockbridge at the half. We'll take another break. We'll be back in a minute and a half. You're watching the high school game of the week right here on KZOU.
Talk to State Farm agent Phyllis Nichols in Columbia today.
Looking for a great deal on tires? Popeye's Tires and Garage in Columbia, where you can get the best prices in town on tires. Whether you want a used tire with lots of miles left on them or new tires at unbeatable price, we have them.
My dad also offers the best price on oil changes and other repairs to keep you safe on the road.
Popeye's Tires and Garage, just off Pierce Road in Columbia. Come see us for a great deal on tires and repairs.
If you see a teen or adult suddenly collapse, the first thing you do is...
Call 911.
And the second thing you do is...
Push hard and fast in the center of the chest at a rate of at least 100 beats per minute.
Who even knows what 100 beats per minute sounds like?
Well, you can't tell by the way I use my vocal performance, and no time to talk. Music's not whenever and kick rounds inside the phone.
Talk to State Farm agent Phyllis Nichols in Columbia today.
Welcome back to Hickman High School. We're at halftime of the game of the week. It's Rockbridge leading Hickman 28-21. Alongside Micah Wright, I'm Bo Bayman. And as we mentioned, the Bruins with 15 points in the second quarter, outscoring the Cubes by 4 to build this 7-point advantage. One of their biggest advantages of the night. The Cupies have been strong at the beginning of quarters. We'll see if that carries into quarter number 3. Let's take one final break, and we'll get back for the second half action. You're watching the game of the week right here on KZOU.
Talk to State Farm agent Phyllis Nichols in Columbia today.
Add style to any room with Armstrong flooring from Menards. Adiamo offers durable, self-adhering vinyl tile that performs beautifully in high-traffic areas, while its limited lifetime warranty gives you an extra sense of security. Adiamo 12x12 vinyl tiles are just $139 each. Show off your new flooring with Sylvania recessed lighting. Its ultra-thin design fits flush against the surface, making it quick and easy to install. Get a recessed Sylvania lighting for just $19.99 at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
News from Fulton.
At Callaway Collision Center, we do more than just auto body work. And when we do auto body work, we do it right and we treat you right.
Body work, alignments, mechanical repairs, we do it all.
Callaway Collision Center. Honest, dependable, and one of the best in the business.
We are Callaway Collision Center, and we want to be your auto body specialist. Give us a call.
Talk to State Farm agent Phyllis Nichols in Columbia today.
Welcome back to Hickman High School. They call it the Crib. Rockbridge, the visitors, leading by 7 at halftime. Alongside Micah Wright, I'm Bo Bayman. As we get set for the second half, one thing that happened in the first half, Micah, this game kind of turned when Addie Schultz and Ashton Klutzmeyer of Hickman each picked up her second foul and had to sit out the rest of the first half. That's kind of when Jada Porter went to work.
Yeah, I think it's no secret that was the reason why, as two key starters for Hickman, two of their best players, and two of their really, I mean, Klutzmeyer plays forward and guard, kind of a hybrid, but Schultz is their center, and I mean, that's the person that you got to have guarding Porter all night if you want to slow her down at all. She did great early doing it, and when she's out with 2 fouls and with Klutzmeyer out, that's two huge losses for Hickman and a huge reason why they're down 7.
So we get set for the third quarter. It's going to be Rockbridge basketball. The Bruins lead by 7, and they'll come out with Charlie Smith, Marie Miller, Jada Porter, Malia Chivas, and Tyler McAllister. McAllister, who picked up 2 early fouls, sat the rest of the first half, has the basketball, guarded by Saray Stemmons. And we're underway here in the third. McAllister nearly loses it, hands it off to Miller, who gives it to Chivas, and now Porter way away from the basketball. Chivas open for a 3. She misses it. That ball will go out of bounds, and it'll go over to Hickman. Chivas left open for that wing 3. She made 1 in the first half, missed that one there. She's 1 for 2. Kewpies with the ball. It's Klutzmeyer, Stemmons, Griffith. And here comes Klutzmeyer. Drives in on Porter off the glass, no good. Rattled around. Porter grabs the rebound. It's a good offensive look by Hickman. Couldn't get it to fall. There's a shot put up and in by Miller. Mari Miller scores. She has 8. And McAllister is going to knock it out of bounds. The full court pressure really rattling the Kewpies.
Yeah, and they did a great job the previous possession of beating it and getting a good look for Klutzmeyer, but now you got to settle back in and you got to get someone in the middle of the floor to help break that press.
Stemmons gets it out to Schultz. Now ahead to Rogers. Rogers runs into Porter and just slows everything down. Stemmons backs it out to Griffith. It looks like they want to get Klutzmeyer going.
Yeah, she has to get going.
They'll get it inside to her again. Schultz, another 3. Got it! Addie Schultz with her third 3. She has 9, and the Kewpies close the gap to 6.
Yeah, all 6 of her field goal attempts have been 3s, and she's hit 3 of them. Why not keep shooting when you're shooting at a 50% clip?
And off deep 3 this time by Smith. That won't go, and the Kewpies have the rebound. Griffith wants to push. Stemmons drives, and a foul underneath. That one's going to go against Charlie Smith.
Classic number 12, Charlie Smith, her second, team first.
Her second foul, first team for the Bruins here in half number 2. Hickman looks to cut into the 6-point advantage. Rogers, and a foul on this one. Mari Miller. That'll be her first, team second. That's a foul you don't want, way away from the basket.
Just a reach-in foul and just being a little too aggressive.
Griffith for three, off to the right, no good. Rogers is there for the rebound. It's ripped away from her, and pulling it down is Miller. Miller, now McAllister, and McAllister's going to reset things, guarded by Griffith. Porter, let's see if she'll want to go to work. Nope, she wants to give it up. Reset and probably go post down low. Under 6 to play in the third. Rockbridge leads by 6. Porter looking for a cutter. Didn't have it, so they'll reset with McAllister. McAllister drives in the lane, and she's blocked. It'll stay with Rockbridge, but what a block there by Ashton Klusmeyer.
Yeah, great job of just going straight up, blocking it, not using the body. Great block by Klusmeyer.
Bruins key it in the corner. Thinking about a three, now a three put up and in the basket by Miller. Miller now in double figures with 11. And the Bruins lead it by 9.
And a great find by Charlie Smith.
There's a great find by Schultz to Klusmeyer. Klusmeyer from Schultz, it's 33-26.
And that's Klusmeyer's first made field goal. She's coming off a 30-point game that she had last week, so they need her big time in this one.
Another three put up by the Bruins. Rattles, no good. It'll go back to Hickman. Boy, that would look good by Charlie Smith. Just didn't fall. And again, Micah, when Hickman has the ball with the chance to cut into this lead, they're going to have to here in the third.
Yep, and we've seen Rockbridge go on a 9-0 run. Hickman started the game on a 6-0 run, haven't really done anything since.
Stemmons fouled as she goes to the rack. Foul's going to go on Charlie Smith. That's her third. And the third on the Bruins. Saray Stemmons, the 5'11 sophomore at the line, puts it up, puts it in. Kate Volmert, who hit a key three in the first half, returns for the Bruins. Stemmons rattles it home, and the Cupies are within 5. 4 in a row for Hickman after that three ball by the Bruins. Hickman now going to put on some full court pressure. Miller caught in the back, wants to give it up to Chivas, does. Chivas driving right at Schultz. Can't get it to go, and Schultz grabs the rebound.
Great job for Schultz going straight up, not committing the foul.
Especially with those two fouls, that's right. Schultz guarded by Porter, goes inside Klusmeyer, back out to Schultz, three. Off to the right, no good. Ella Rogers, and it goes off of Miller. It'll stay with the Cupies. Good hustle there by Ella Rogers.
Yeah, Ella Rogers created that team offensive rebound there. She doesn't get the stat for her own offensive rebound, but she got the tip off of Rockbridge.
Jill Nagel calls a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. I wonder if she noticed that her team just needed a break. That was a big miss there by Schultz, because that three goes down, and we have a two-point game.
Yeah, and Hickman put together a couple good possessions in a row, and I think they may be talking about beating the press and expecting Hickman to do that more and more throughout the rest of this game. And they haven't struggled so much in this quarter with the press, but had some turnovers early on, and now would be the worst time to commit more turnovers, as still holding on to a 5-point lead, but Hickman adding a little momentum in this third quarter.
So the lead is 33-28 as we're just about halfway through the quarter. Griffith going to throw it in. Stemmons goes through. Now they'll go back to Klusmeyer. Klusmeyer drives left hand. Got it off the window, too strong. Rebounded by McAllister. And McAllister pulls it back out. Now under 4 to play in the third. Rockridge by 5. Porter to a cutting Chivas. Chivas rolls it home. Chivas beat Klusmeyer there and got the easy 2.
Yeah, great cut and just beat her to the spot. And a great find by Porter.
Schultz draws Porter out. They want to go inside to Klusmeyer. Schultz passed up an open 3. Stemmons drives. That one's blocked by Porter. She's out of bounds when she comes down with it. Good defense there by the Bruins. Addison Hopkins will check in. Here goes Porter out of the game.
And this is a big sequence for Hickman. A big stretch here with Rockbridge having Porter on the bench.
Klusmeyer drives, a little pullback jumper, no good. Rogers fights for it and does so with Miller. Ball will stay with the Cupies on the alternate possession. They call a jump ball. 3:21 to play here in the third.
And it's Ella Rogers once again attacking on the offensive glass to create another possession.
Schultz in the corner for 3 off the inbounds, no good. Griffith grabs the rebound. Klusmeyer thought about it. Now needs to hand it off, does so to Griffith. The Cupies will reset. Stemmons controls it. And Hickman going against the man-to-man pressure. Klusmeyer with the right hand. That one's a little strong, but gets the roll. And it's back to a 5-point game, 35-30.
And that was a great job of setting up that favorable matchup. Klusmeyer noticed Tyler McAllister guarding her, who's much shorter than she is, and she just shot right over her with a great little short fadeaway.
McAllister 5-5. Here's a drive by Miller, up and under. She scoops and scores. Beautiful move there. She has 13 points. Does Miller.
Yeah, Mari Miller has been quite crafty off the drive, off the dribble. It's a Hickman turnover.
Turnover as it's thrown away. And here come the Bruins. 3-ball, Chivas, little bit short. Griffith with the rebound, trying to push it. Ahead to Klusmeyer, great pass to Rogers. Rogers falls, and she scores. The old-fashioned 3-point play off the transition by the Cupies. And it'll be Rogers going to the line.
In transition, just slow to get back, and a tough foul to pick up. Big momentum shift there, especially if she can convert this free throw.
Rogers misses the free throw. She has 4 points. It stays a 5-point game. Bruins bring it up with Mari Miller. Now it's McAllister and Chivas. Oh, and a foul called by Griffith. Griffith thought she had picked the pocket of Chivas and was headed the other way. Not so fast.
Yep, Coach Morgan Scott thought that as well, as she kind of jumped and did a little twirl. Disappointed at that foul call, but I thought she may have gotten all ball there. It's a tough foul. Now you get a steal.
Stemmons with the steal. She wants to give it up, does to Klusmeyer. Klusmeyer for 3, got it! It's a 2-point game, 37-35. Rockridge with 90 seconds to play here in the third.
And a timeout for Jill Nagel.
Jill Nagel feels the momentum going to the purple and gold. She calls timeout. And we'll take a break with her. 37-35 Rockridge, 1:29 to go in the third quarter. You're watching the game of the week on KZOU.
Columbia Public Schools are on a mission, a never-ending quest to be the best school district in the state, and they're well on the way. With the help and support of their generous marketing partners, CPS has contributed over $1.8 million to Missouri State High School Activities Association programs. So how has it paid off? Nearly 40% of the student body in secondary school participate in athletics and activities, and you can be part of the mission too. Visit these websites today for all the details on how you can help CPS and get involved today.
Welcome back, everybody, at Hickman High School. The Cubies have made a little bit of a run here to close to within 2. Late in the third quarter, alongside Micah Wright, I'm Bo Bayman. I want to thank our great crew here bringing you the KZOU Game of the Week here at Hickman High School. Our producer-engineer, John Hook, Cooper Bryant, our director, cameras Riley Hale and Ty Butler. Can't appreciate them enough for the work they're doing here tonight, as we have a great one here in the Providence Bowl rivalry, if you will, Micah.
Heated rivalry, and one that Rockbridge has owned, winning 10 in a row dating back 7 years. Hickman having a great third quarter to try to turn that history around.
Miller gets it to Volmert. There's a kicked ball. Boy, Rockbridge really had trouble getting the ball in there out of the timeout. McAllister's going to come in.
Yeah, almost a half court.
Almost a 5 call, almost a half court. Tyler McAllister is going to come in for Volmert again. By the way, Jada Porter did check back in during the timeout. Here's McAllister, jumper no good. Stemmons has the rebound, and Hickman has a chance to tie with the 2. Take the lead with the 3. Stemmons underneath the Rogers. Rogers is fouled, and she'll go to the line. I thought Stemmons had a path to the basket there for a layup, but she gave it to Rogers, and Rogers was hammered underneath.
Yeah, she did have a path, but she did a great job to create that path with a little hesitation dribble. As it looked like Jada Porter turned her back, thinking that she was just going to back it out.
Rogers misses the first. She's 0 for 2 from the charity stripe. Second one is also no good. So maybe a good foul underneath there by the Bruins.
Yeah, it was, especially considering how they could have had a layup opportunity on the break.
About a minute to go here in the third. 2-point game. Trying to go inside to Porter. They do. She misses it. And the rebound to Klusmeyer.
Yeah, Porter just got too deep there and had a tough angle.
Stemmons around the defense. Wants to lay it off the glass. Does. And there's a foul underneath. That foul's going to go against Miller, as great hustle by Lucy Elfrink of the Cubes.
Yeah, not much Mara Miller could have done there. Just got her hand caught. She was in position to rebound, but just got outfought by Elfrink.
Stemmons, little jumper is good, and we are tied. That one about a 12-footer. And with half minute to go, this is a 37-37 game.
It was a great play out of the underneath with the fake to Klusmeyer.
Chivas stops to McAllister. She gets it underneath. Oh, what a big up and under there by Cora Smith. Cora Smith scores, and the Bruins are back up 2.
Cora Smith with the fake against 2 defenders.
That one tapped away from Klusmeyer. It's on the ground. Chivas has it with 3 seconds. And a foul!
Oh.
And that could be on a shot.
It will be.
Jayla Griffith with her third, and going to the line for 3 is Mari Miller.
And the crowd obviously hates the call. It's very, very brutal call if you're Griffith there. Just fighting for a steal, and instead you pick up a foul against the 3-point shooter.
That one no good. Under 1 second to go. Second free throw is good. Pushes the lead to 3. Porter's going to go to the bench. The third free throw for Miller. That one, it rattles home. And that's going to be it. Miller with 15 points to lead the Bruins. And at the end of 3, it's 41-37. The final 4 points going to Rockbridge in that quarter. It's going to be a great finish. 41-37 Rockbridge over Hickman. We'll take a break and come back with the fourth quarter right here on the KZOU Game of the Week.
Talk to State Farm agent Phyllis Nichols in Columbia today.
Is Moberly Area Community College the college for you? Let's run the numbers. Over 5,000 students, 40+ areas of study, a 23-to-1 student-faculty ratio, 93% job placement, and 5 Missouri campuses. The numbers don't lie. It all adds up to an affordable, convenient, and flexible way to earn your degree. Learn more or enroll in our spring semester today at macc.edu.
Millions open a My Social Security account every year so they can prepare for retirement. Social Security, securing today and tomorrow. See what you can do online at socialsecurity.gov.
Talk to State Farm agent Phyllis Nichols in Columbia today.
Back for the final quarter at Hickman High School. It'll be Bruin basketball. The Bruins leading 41-37 on the road at Columbia Hickman. Rockbridge has won 10 of these matchups in a row. Here's a long shot put up by Miller, no good. Miller leads the way with 15, and that's going to be an over-the-back foul on Hickman's Addie Schultz.
That's her third. It's a tough over-the-back call.
That's the team's third, so it'll be Rockbridge possession. And Schultz, as Micah mentioned, has 3 fouls. Miller grabs the inbound, and now she'll take a handoff from Hopkins.
If I'm Rockbridge, I'm attacking Schultz down low and posting her up the rest of this game. She
Just
could have
like
picked
that.
up another
Yep.
one as she got her with the body. No call.
Shot doesn't go, 41-37. Here comes Hickman. Griffith now to Stemmons. Stemmons wants to go inside to Schultz, does, and Hopkins commits the foul.
And that'll be 1-and-1 for Schultz.
By Chivas. The one spun out of the bucket there.
Yeah, 5 missed free throws in this game for Hickman. That's playing a factor in them trailing for sure.
Miller is cut off and blocked. I think Rogers got that block. Here's Stemmons. She wants to give it up to Klutzmeyer and throws it away.
Yeah, just too hard of a pass there. I don't think she meant to fire that fastball off like that, but it's the 9th turnover of the game for Hickman.
And Morgan Scott calls a timeout. I think she wants to settle her team down and say, hey, listen, when we have the basketball, we don't have to play so fast. We still have a ton of time left.
And they've been at their best when they're in the half-court offense, slowing things down, just running their motion and dribble handoffs and screens. And in that third quarter, we saw Klutzmeyer really come into her own in this game, and she's had a great matchup. Whoever's guarding her has been smaller due to their lineup, so she's going to be the one that's going to help them come back in this game if they do come back and win this game.
And right now, Jill Nagel getting some valuable bench minutes for Jada Porter, because Porter can probably finish this game out after another minute's rest or so.
Yeah, and she has no fouls, so she's going to be probably come back in with about 5 minutes left.
Yep.
Maybe a little less, and she'll be able to play the rest of the way. So that is huge for Rockbridge.
Miller goes around to double team. In the corner, 3-ball put up. That one is short. Schultz has it ahead to Klutzmeyer. 2-on-1 with Rogers. Klutzmeyer takes it. She's fouled. Miller fouls her, and if I'm not mistaken, that's number 4? That's her third, okay.
2 shots for 21.
So Ashton Klutzmeyer is going to go to the line. Her first free throw is strong, no good. And as you mentioned, Micah, they're leaving points at the foul line. Porter checks back in. Trying to make it a 3-point game now is Klusmeyer. Second free throw is good. 41-38, 6:45 to go. Bruins by 3. Chivas finds Miller. Miller will bring it over the timeline and back it back out. Smart play there, right by her head coach Jill Nagel. Wants to go inside to Porter. Terrific pass. Schultz fouls her. Porter scores. And it's an old-fashioned 3-point play.
And that's a nightmare possession for Hickman. Schultz picks up her 4th. Ticky-tack call. I can see why they called it. It's physical down low. But she was straight up, doesn't like the call. And, of course, you get the bucket to go with it for Porter, and you're back down 5.
Schultz has to come out. Lucy Elfrink comes in.
And on that play, Griffith came to double team, and she didn't really contest the shot. I'm not sure that's what they were looking for off that double team.
High bounce goes in for Porter. An enormous 3-point play. It's 44-38. Porter now with 12. Hickman finds itself down by 6 again. They'll give it up to Rogers. Now Stemmons. They're trying to get it to Griffith. Instead, Rogers. Plenty of time in the quarter.
Rockbridge playing a 2-3, it looks like.
Wanting to go inside, throwing it away is Elfrink. Elfrink wanted to go to Klusmeyer, but Porter was right there. Here's Miller, who's been an unsung hero tonight for Rockbridge. Trying to go inside to Porter. The Hickman Cupies double teamer. Chivas in the lane, too strong. That one's out of bounds. It'll go back to Hickman.
Jill Nagel and the Rockbridge bench thought that went off Hickman.
And so here comes Griffith. Stemmons has it, wants to go inside, but Porter is there, planted. Elfrink has it knocked away by Chivas. And Griffith will reset things. Under 5:15 to play. Rogers, Klusmeyer. Oh, and it's knocked away by Miller. Miller's got a free one to the bucket. She will lay it in, no good! Rebounded by Elfrink, it's a 2-on-1 with Rogers. Elfrink all the way, stopped by Porter. A 3-ball by Griffith is good! It's 44-41. Timeout Hickman.
Jill Nagel wanted to travel there as Elfrink hesitated against the bigger Porter on the basket and finds Griffith for the massive 3 to cut it back to 3 in this one.
It's interesting how Hickman has had a couple of 2-on-1s with just Porter back, and they're
going right at her and making it tougher.
And then she's
pulled up for a little floater there, jump shot, because no one else was back for the Bruins to defend. But it worked out, and they get 3 points out of it. But Rockbridge, I looked over to the bench, and Jill Nagel and the assistant coaches thought Elfrink traveled. That's a big no call that goes in Hickman's favor.
So 44-41 Bruins. As we get set to play here, you can see Morgan Scott down to our left, coaching Jill Nagel down to our right, coaching her team. We got a big 4:49 left in this game. Again, it will be Rockbridge basketball. Rockbridge coach is still working on the officials down there, saying that was a travel.
And Hickman setting up their press.
Porter still in the game. She's joined by Smith, Chivas, Miller, and Charlie Smith. So Charlie Smith and Cora Smith both in the game. Miller double teamed. Oh, Rogers almost had a steal. Now underneath, going up and under and rolling off the cup, no good. and that's going to be a jump ball. It'll go back to Hickman. Good rebound there by Schultz, and a great move there by Cora Smith. She just didn't finish it.
Yeah, just didn't finish, and Porter on the offensive glass couldn't quite come down with it. Hickman fortunate to get the jump ball, and a great job of the trap once Rockbridge hit half court.
Bluesmeyer to Smith. I should say to Schultz. Schultz, Griffith wants to go inside to Klusmeyer, now does. With Porter out of the way, Klusmeyer turns, fires, and scores. It's 44-43, and the Cupies pick up full court again. Miller is fouled. Nope. Yeah, she's fouled by Ella Rogers. That was interesting. The official pointed at the line. I thought, oh, maybe she stepped out. But they'll call the foul on Ella Rogers, just the 5th team foul against the Cubes.
Morgan Scott thought that was an offensive foul. So I thought it was a good call, just had her with the body and didn't see an extension of the arm. Thought it was a good call.
Under 4 minutes to go now. 1 point Rockbridge lead. Miller. Now Smith hands off to Chivas. Miller left alone. She uses screen beautifully and scores easily underneath.
Yeah, Hickman just got caught there defensively against the screen, and just an easy pass, easy layup. Great offensive basketball for Rockbridge.
Cupies go inside to Stemmons. Stemmons scores against Chivas to bring it back to 1.
Great
back
offense.
and forth we go.
Great offense the other way, as Hickman's just realizing there, as that'll be a foul on Klusmeyer.
Klusmeyer came over for the double team and fouled Charlie Smith. Klusmeyer picks up her 3rd. She has 12 points. Rockbridge still not in the bonus. Their next foul, they will be in the 1-and-1. Hickman already there as Rockbridge has 18 fouls. Trying to go inside to Porter. Great catch with the left hand. Shields off Schultz and scores off the glass.
Great seal by Porter, but you can't let that entry pass in. You had 2 defenders down there. You got to come closer in on Porter to not allow that catch. And that's just what Porter did defensively, just fronting the post and forcing a deflection.
And as we mentioned, Porter now with 14 points only has 1 foul in this game. Meanwhile, Schultz, number 44 for Hickman, has 4. He'll try to get into Ella Rogers, finally do. Drawing it out Porter is Schultz. Want to go inside to Stemmons, helping out Porter. Good defense by the Bruins. Wanting to go inside to Schultz, instead Stemmons drives, kicks it out to Klusmeyer. Nothing doing there. Remember, no shot clock, so they're fine here. 2:15 to go.
Yeah,
Griffith will reset.
No need to panic. Still over 2 minutes left. Just run your set.
Klusmeyer to Rogers. Rogers hit in the face by Miller.
Yeah, no call.
Klusmeyer blocked. Blocked by Porter, but underneath Stemmons can't corral it. Schultz. Griffith 3 to tie. Off the rim, no good. The rebound falls to Miller. And Rockbridge will settle it down with Chivas bringing it across.
And they would have had numbers there if Chivas goes to the basket.
And a foul up top on Saray Stemmons with 1:38 to go.
We got to remember that no call as Rockbridge got a clear hit in the face. Wasn't intentional, but
they gave that foul. They gave that foul to Griffith.
Correction, foul is number 23, Saray Stemmons.
Okay.
First.
Yeah, it's on Stemmons. It was on 23. So Miller goes to the line shooting a 1-and-1. And that one rattles home.
Big make.
Big make is right. 49-45, 98 seconds to play in regulation. Second one is pure. 2 huge free throws by Miller. She has 19. Here's Griffith on the drive, and she's fouled on the way in by Chivas.
And that'll be a shooting foul, so she'll get 2 shots.
And if you're Hickman, you got to make these because this is when the clock is not moving.
Absolutely. They've been 7 of 13 in this game. Left a lot to be desired on the free throw line, and here late, you got to have these free throws.
That one is good from Griffith. This game was tied at 15. Rockbridge then went up 16-15. They've really never looked back as Griffith here with the second. That one is good as well. It's 50-47.
And back to the press here for Hickman. See if you can get a steal.
They'll get it to Miller, want a double teamer. They do. Throws it back to Chivas. Chivas dribbling in the center of the court. Good pass. And they'll get it to Smith. Smith nearly loses it. Now she does. Stemmons to Rogers. Rogers to Klusmeyer. Open 3. Go! And we are tied.
What a shot and what a steal. Now a timeout, Rockbridge. Great active hands by Stemmons on the steal. And we are tied in Hickman.
50-50 after the three-pointer by Klusmeyer. She has 15 points with 1:05 to go. It was the steal by Saray Stemmons. She picked it up, gave it to Rogers. Rogers found a wide open Klusmeyer, knocked down the 3. And just like that, we are tied.
And Stemmons wasn't really seen by Rockbridge. I can't remember who had the ball, but Stemmons just poked her hand in there, and it wasn't a traditional trap. They weren't really pressuring the ball after they pressured in the front court or the back court. That was a great job by Stemmons to get that steal. Klusmeyer went to the corner, found her spot, and drained the 3, and all of a sudden we're tied with 1:05 to go.
Now, if you're Jill Nagel here, Micah, you could seriously just take the air out of the ball and say, hey, we're playing for 1. We're playing for the win. The worst thing we want is overtime.
Yeah, I would absolutely do that.
Yeah.
And you're being in the bonus. If they were to do that, not in the bonus, then you'd see Hickman foul. But I don't think Hickman will foul if Rockbridge just holds the ball because we're tied. So Rockbridge absolutely has the advantage there. And I would not be surprised if they do that. I think we'll see at least 20 seconds or so where they'll kind of just stall and hold the ball. But that's why Hickman's putting a little press on.
Charlie Smith will throw the ball in. No pressure this time from Hickman. Miller has it now. Now she'll give it to McAllister. McAllister just dribbling around the perimeter, gets a screen from Chivas, now gives the ball to Chivas. They want to go inside to Porter. There's Porter. She's double teamed, doesn't matter. She puts it off the glass and in, and the Bruins lead it by 2.
No stall needed when you have Jada Porter down low.
Griffith has the ball, under 40 to play. Guarded by McAllister, gets a screen. Griffith trying to go around Porter. She's stuck. Underneath is Schultz all alone. She scores! 26 seconds to go, tied again at 52.
Great find. Porter being a little too aggressive, protecting the rim. You just got to have Schultz behind you. You got to guard her, and she left her under the basket.
12 seconds to go. Miller with the ball. Dribbles with the left hand. Wants to go to Chivas does. They try to get it inside to Porter. Smith gave it up to Chivas going inside. Porter puts it up and scores at the buzzer.
Oh my
Rockbridge
goodness.
wins it. Jada Porter with the bucket at the buzzer. 54-52. Rockbridge with the win. They found the freshman underneath, and she delivers at the last second for the big victory here at Hickman High School.
The 6'4" freshman Jada Porter, double teamed all night. It didn't matter all night. Story of the game was her dominating down low. What better way to finish it here on the road against your rival than her hitting a layup at the buzzer? And if you're Hickman, that's a heartbreaker. You fought all night, didn't really have a lead, and you claw back, have an exciting last couple minutes, and you just could not guard Jada Porter down low, even with 2 players. That's just such a tough loss for Hickman and such a monumental win for Rockbridge.
Rockbridge is finding its stride late in the season, as they usually do. 54-52 the final score. It was Miller with 19 and Porter with 18 to lead the Bruins, and just pure domination even with the double team.
Yeah.
Jada Porter able to muscle it up and in.
And you can't defend height when you don't have it. I mean, you had 6-foot Schultz down there, but I mean, Porter's just physically dominant, and just what a great game from Porter, and she ends it with the buzzer beater. Absolute classic here tonight at Hickman.
Yes, absolutely, and if these two meet each other down the line in the district playoffs, it's going to be a doozy like we saw here tonight. Well, that's going to do it for the KZOU Game of the Week. It's Rockbridge 54, Hickman 52. We want to thank our producer-engineer, John Hook, Cooper Bryant, our director, our camera people, Riley Hale and Ty Butler. From Micah Wright, my name is Bo Bayman. Thanks, as always, for joining us on KZOU. Once again, our final score from Hickman High School. It's Rockbridge 54, Hickman 52. The Bruins win their 11th straight over the Cupies. Thanks for watching. So long, everybody.
Thanks for watching Columbia Public Schools live high school basketball coverage, made possible through a partnership between the networks of Mid-Missouri, CPS Athletics, the Columbia Area Career Center, and these fine sponsors.